Hello there, YouTube viewers. This is Bible Believer 2009 with another video. Another day living in what I call the New World Order. But we have some good news. Finally, President Obama, is finally being exposed for the liar and the fraud and the criminal that he is. And now even Democrats are turning on him, his own people. And the fact that the mainstream horror media is starting to turn on him as well. And this is all because now it has now come out that Obama lied to the American people, told a bald-faced lie when he said, and I quote, "If you like your plan, your current insurance plan, you can keep it. If you like the doctor you have, you can keep it." Well, now all these people are getting cancellation letters. Their policy getting canceled. And they're getting shifted to a more expensive policy. Many of them are getting shifted on to the Obamacare exchanges, which is not right. Which people are being mistreated by the insurance companies. And the insurance companies are a part of this fraud. This is all a money-making scheme, a Ponzi scheme, whereby the insurance companies get to steal your money, and the federal government gets something out of it too. I also saw stats, I guess over 67% of the people who currently have insurance now, I think that's about correct, will lose their plan that they have. So, finally, Obama is exposed as a liar. But of course the media, by the way, where was the media at, originally when Obamacare was coming out? You figure the media would be interested in researching Obamacare, seeing how it worked, giving the American people the right information. But no. They just went along with Obama, anything he wanted to do, because the media, mainstream media, is controlled. We know that the CIA regularly manipulates the media. Operation Mockingbird, that began in the 50s. It's still going on. In fact, CNN, a couple years ago, I read an article about CNN, how they're having Army psychological warfare units working inside their office building, and they're having office space in their headquarters. So, I guarantee you, the Office of Disinformation has not closed down. In fact, the doors are swung wide open, and they're still going today. Just imagine the money and the budget they have for that. But, and lately, and I really blame the media for this, because the media, as investigative journalists, you're supposed to follow the facts to where they lead. You don't try to make it say what you want it to say. As a journalist, you go for the facts, and you follow the facts, and you get at the truth. What is fact? What happened? And so, the media has not done that. They stopped doing that a long time ago, and they just push an agenda. I've been reading recently here, and by the way, just talking about media lies, I've been reading about the Kennedy assassination. In fact, I have this book here by Jim Garrison, On the Trail of the Assassins. Good book, by the way. But I'm telling you, the more I research it, the more I realize what happened here on November 22nd, 1963. What happened here has everything to do with what's going on now. The media lied and covered it up, and now I think we have the facts and information is in that our own elements of our own government, Lyndon B. Johnson involved, CIA and all that, assassinated John F. Kennedy and blamed it on Oswald. And the media covered up. The cover-up is still going on today. How many other things has the media covered up and not told the American people the truth about? And that's all we get anymore is lies and propaganda. Lies, 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 and more lies. Lying about Obamacare, lying about Obama's background. The fact that we know that Obama, by the way, I have a picture on my phone I saved of Obama's college ID where it says he's a, quote, foreign student. So there's no way he is a natural-born American citizen. So we have evidence that his birth certificate he put out was a fraud. But the media is not covered. The media is not pursuing the truth. And it just proves my point that the media is controlled. That they're just a propaganda arm. And they put out what they're told to put out. They don't go and investigate anymore or research anymore. And that's usually left to people like Alex Jones or Mark Dice or, somebody like that who can go and who will research it. That's one reason why I like alternative media, because the alternative media are behaving like the old journalists used to do. They want to go for the truth. And so it's aggravating to me that we keep getting lied to. The people keep putting up with it. But now I'm glad that Obama is finally getting exposed. People are getting angry, which I'm hoping in 2016 we get rid of this clown. But, you know, the New World Order, they own these candidates, presidential candidates in these parties. You know, your two main political parties, there's not a dime's worth of difference between them at the top levels, top echelons of leadership. And they both work together on issues of mutual importance. And it's basically, it's two sides of the same coin. They're part of the same mafia. Really, we should vote all of them out. You notice the mainstream media won't even cover that. I am going to be doing a video on the Kennedy assassination itself, but what went on in 1963 has relevance to what is going on now, though. I want to make that abundantly clear. Because you have the CIA involved in that. You have CIA involvement in 9/11 and other instances here. Because I do believe that September the 11th, I believe it was a false flag event. It was an inside job. I believe elements inside our government carried that out. I believe there's more than enough evidence that the whole Bin Laden thing was a cover story, like Oswald shooting Kennedy was a cover story. And we're just told so many lies and so much disinformation, you can't know what's true and what's not. And that's a scary thing, because a misinformed public make horrible voters. Because if people are voting on the wrong information, it really bothers me too that a lot of people are so dumbed down, man. They don't know a lot about this information that's going on. Okay? And there's so much proof and evidence out there about one government cover-up after another. About how the government is controlling the media, about how the media lies to the people. You bring this up to people and they'll just laugh and snicker at you. And it's just so interesting to me how the American public are being dumbed down. You try to share the truth with people, they don't want to hear it. They're happy to be ignorant. And this is what's destroying America. It really is. And I'm so glad now that Obama's lies are coming out. And it's really disgusted me, too, about how Obama, originally when this came out, he was all like, oh, I never said that. I never said anything about you can keep your doctor or your plan. But, you know, he can't deny it now that we have people have found the video footage of him at public events going, if you like your doctor, you can keep it. If you like your insurance plan you have now, you can keep it. So basically, Obama has been caught up. So I'm so glad of that now. I still don't trust the media because it's taken them this long to do it, and a lot of them are still defending him. It's just our media is so controlled. Where is the truth? Why are we not going for truth? And by the way, when you can destroy a country's moral code, like they're doing with our country, taking the Bible and everything, and what is one of the 10 Commandments? Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. In other words, don't lie, don't tell false stories. That's part of a good moral code. With that breaking down, I'll tell you the funniest thing too, people don't mind, people don't even care that the president is lying to them. They think he's, I guess as long as I got my free Obama phone and I got my free this and free that, Oh, by the way, some people too, they thought when Obamacare passed, hey, I'm going to get free health care. Yeah, it's not free because your taxes went up and you're going to have to pay these extremely high deductibles to get insurance through Obamacare. Yeah. And even with the subsidies, the federal subsidies, it's still going to cost you a lot of money. So it ain't free. You got lied to there, people. How many times the media and the government lied to the people? When will the American sheeple wake up, start demanding accountability and truth from our politicians and our media? Stop buying the lies, people. Stop buying the lies. Well, I like to see that's why I have this page on here. I want to inform my viewers about what the truth is about what's really going on. And so I'm going to be presenting a lot of facts on here. I'm going to talk in depth about the Kennedy assassination. I'm going to bring out a few facts that we can talk about, but anyway, I'll go into that later. My main point of this video, folks, the lies are getting exposed. And people, the people who are getting duped by this stuff would not be getting duped if they would have a little research skills. Okay? We have the internet now where you can go up and you can pull any information that you want. You can go and research stuff. Don't believe it because you hear it on Fox or CNN or MSNBC. Look it up for yourself. Read a book, okay? Go to the library. Research history, okay? Those that fail to learn the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them, okay? I tell you too, it really bothers me. These kids nowadays, they act so dumb, and they don't want to. You mention the word reading to them, they roll their eyes at you. They're like, ooh, reading, ooh, because they got the daggone cell phone stuck to their ear, or they're on the video game. You know what? Parents need to take that stuff out of there. All it is brainwashing anyway. It's programming. That's what they call it. All your media, your video games and stuff. And I'm doing a lot of research on this, and they're even through the video game stuff your kids is playing, the music they're listening to. They're programming your kid. It's psychological warfare against you, against your family, your kids. But of course, I'm going to get called a nut for saying that. I could prove it, okay? How about we get back to reading, studying, being an educated population? Education has really went down in America. I blame the public schools. They're dumbing these kids down. I believe that's intentional. That's psychological warfare, okay? Being done against the American people, against the population. Either we wake up to what's really going on, or we're going to lose our country. In fact, there's quotes from the Founding Fathers which mention that as long as the American people would stay educated and intelligent and be educated voters, we could keep freedom. But without being informed and educated and knowledgeable, it's easy for tyrants to come in and take over and make you a slave. And that's exactly what I believe is happening to America. We're being led into slavery. And Obama's right there, leading there. He's like the Pied Piper, leading us off over the cliff like lemmings, you know. You ever heard the Pied Piper? Plays a little flute, and he just leads them little rats or whatever it is to, you know, being led like lemmings over the cliff to drown, okay? You know, I mean, and if we... it so bothers me so bad. I went to traffic court the other day because I got me a ticket. And these young people, these kids... that stood up before the judge, they acted so ignorant. And I'm like, this is the product of the public schools. Are we proud of ourselves for graduating kids like this that can't even sign their own name? They can't even hardly read? Okay? And people are not being properly educated, and I blame the public schools. Okay? Interestingly enough, back before we had public schools, the American people were way more educated. I've read books from the 1700s. I've got one written by John Robinson. It's called Proofs of a Conspiracy, written in 1789. I believe it's 1780 something. No, 1798. I think it's 1798. I'm reading this book, and I admit I'm having to struggle a little bit because it was written in... This guy was a professor that wrote it, and the books are written on such a higher level back then. They were more educated. They were more intelligent. People learned to read from reading the Bible. The old King James Bible. You know? And they're dumbing everything down now. It's just ridiculous. If you dumb everything down like that, you're not encouraging people to be the best they can be or to apply themselves and to go beyond and above their boundary. No. You're teaching them that mediocrity is okay. And I believe that's being done intentionally. Everything now people do now, even I've noticed this at work, I've noticed this when I'm going out to shop, and mediocre is the rule of the day. We're being dumbed down. But we've got to start waking up. We've got to start educating ourselves. I would encourage you guys, read this. You can get it for 45 cents, at least I did off Amazon a long time ago. It took me about 2 or 3 weeks to get it. We can do it. Educate yourself. Learn the truth. Read some books. Go to Infowars.com. Alex Jones will educate you. He's done all this research. Mark Dice has got good research. Jim Garrison he put out all the line to try to get to the truth. Folks, I'm going to close this video out by saying this. We have got to get educated and realize what is really going on. We're being led into bondage, into slavery. Okay? Oh, and by the way, lastly, could it be, and I'm going to close the video with this. Let me ask you a hypothetical question. Could it be that the reason why that Obamacare is kicking so many people off their insurance is because this may be a scam whereby, and Obama and the people that passed this knew this, whereby they could knock people off of their private insurance onto the government options so they could make everybody eventually go on a public option. In other words, they want government-run health care. And so what they've done is they've defrauded the American people in the ultimate fraud scheme and did it in an underhanded way to kick people off their insurance. They have to go to the government. Just think about that, folks.